Good evening, ladies and gents. This is the Elbows Out MotoGP podcast, a special episode 3 of Tales from Bike Racing Fans. I'm joined by Emma Sullivan. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Good. It's good to have you. Some listeners might know who you are. You are one of those people who just seems to be at Formula One, at MotoGP, at the Isle of Man TT, constantly talking about MotoGP and World Superbikes on X, on Facebook. It's all we want to do, talk about bike racing in person, boring people to death. Emma is another one of those people, but knows a lot, probably a bit more than I do about the technical side in terms of the industry, because Emma, you're like many of us, you were born in the industry, the trade, from someone who loves motorcycle racing. Your father, you're like me in that regard. That was from a very young age, wasn't it? From when you were like 5, 6, or even younger than that?
Honestly, I reckon I was watching Motorsport in the womb. My dad's been obsessed with bikes, and then my mum got into racing from him. So I've literally grown up around things with engines, really. So, yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say I'm like mega up on the tech side of it. I like to be a bit nerdy with MotoGP and stuff, but I probably don't know as much as I could do, but I like to pretend. But then people look at you like, you're a girl, you know nothing. So...
Yeah, but you actually have sold motorbikes, haven't you? Actual bikes. So, you know, when I say tech, I'm talking about, some people, like even who work in MotoGP, full-time permanent paddock holders, wouldn't be able to tell you how a motorbike works properly. They'll just know who's good, who's bad, who's got this history, who's that. That's what I meant when I said tech.
Well, but yeah, maybe a little.
Yeah, a little bit. I think you're being modest, but yeah, we'll go with that. That's fine.
I know some stuff. I can ride one. I've got a license.
I can say you do track days. We're going to say, yeah, like
I am in the Craner Club though, so I have got that going against me.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
God.
Don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, but
it's a fast thing. Yeah.
Fun. It's not fun. It's not fun. Do not recommend it. Craner Club, 0 out of 10.
I've missed Donington actually. Yeah. I've only ridden it. Maybe some listeners probably know. I've only ever ridden 2 motorbikes in my life. Well, I've been on the back of a Hayabusa, but I've ridden a Suzuki SV650S. That scared the pants out of me as well. And a little YBR 125.
Sort out.
Yeah. I know, innit? Yeah. And that's at least I have done it. You know, I'm not one of those people who jumps in the bandwagon of the sport, gets a pass, and hasn't ridden a motorbike. But fair play to those people. That sounds bitter, doesn't it? I'm not like that.
I don't think the Imperial really counts.
No, yeah, the Hayabusa thing does not count. You're right. Although I was 12 years old and it scared the shit out of me. 1300cc, brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
Yeah. Fair
enough. But you've been involved in road racing in more recent years. Before we get on to your fan stories, what involvement did you have in road racing? Because you've been to TT a few times as well.
I've been to the TT a couple of times as just a visitor, a tourist. But then 2018, my partner at the time was racing, did road racing. So I was, I don't know what you'd call me. I just was a general run around. Oh my God, I did everything. It was like, if you want to be stressed, do that. It's just everything. Drag everything up, drag everything back down. Whether we had dogs as well, so walk the dogs. Then you'd be doing make sandwiches for everyone, keep everyone happy. It was great fun. It's great. Do not recommend it either. Trainer Club is better.
Is that a bit like what Dakota Mamola does or did for Crutchlow or still does in LCR, like constantly helping someone out and doing this and that and the other? But it sounds like what you did was that on steroids, doing a lot more for a team.
Yeah, and it was like the privateer version, because we were like bottom end of the paddock sort of thing. So we didn't have many people helping us, and the people that were helping us were just helping us out of the goodness of their own heart sort of thing. And it was 2 weeks of absolute hard graft, probably from 6 a.m. till 10, 11 o'clock at night. So it's an experience, put it that way. If you like road racing, it would probably put you off road racing. If you want to go and watch it, just go and sit on a bank. Do not try and help someone. Don't do it. It's not what it's cracked up to be. It's stressful.
But would you say you loved it though, even though it was stressful? I mean, would you do it? I mean, you do it now and again occasionally, but I mean, even since then. But did you love it?
it. We survived. Did that, like the classic TT. We'd do the 700. A lot of the Irish road races that don't exist anymore.
Yeah.
They're long graphs, but they are good experiences. Like there's a lot of running around. I don't think people understand, especially sort of privateer side of it. I don't think people understand the sheer hard work that goes into it, even on like weeks up to it and getting stuff going and the funding and stuff like that. I don't think people get it. I think people just think they turn up with the bike, have a nice time and go home. And a lot of the time it's not like that. And some people don't get to go home. So, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, that if you ride off a bike in practice or whatever, that's your week, and unless again, like you have someone else in the paddock who can give you an engine, who can give you this, that, and the other, or sell you this, and you can, I'm sure that can happen to a degree, but it's expensive, and from tires to brakes to anything, engine internals, fairings. I don't even want to imagine how much it costs if something breaks on the lead up to a race. But hats off.
On a road race, like a tiny little slip off is massive. It's not, there's no gravel, there's no runoff and stuff like that. It's not a track race.
No. I mean, the bike stops fast, but the bike brakes fast as well, doesn't it? Hits something hard.
I would say for people that like racing, go to a road race just to try it. It's probably not for everyone, but it's a totally different experience to going to like BSB, World Superbikes and stuff like that. It's great. It's more communal. Like you can sit and talk to people. Northern Ireland, friendliest place in the world, but it's also it's scary.
I've been to the Northwest 200, and that's the only road race other than Oliver's Mount, which I've been to 1,000 times since I was a kid. And I went there last summer, actually, for the first time in 10, 12, 15 years or whatever. And Ian Locker was still riding, which I was like, wow, like you're 60 now, that's insane. No, I couldn't believe it. He crashed right in front of us. And my dad was like, who's that? Like, that's Ian Locker. The first time I've seen him in 15 years, and he stacks it in my hairpin. But yeah, it was. Yeah, yes. We obviously walked straight in the paddock there, and and you just go, you're all right, Ian? Yeah, I'm fine. It's like just completely otherworldly. It's MotoGP. But the Northwest was good. The only thing it was hammered it down all day, and it was the 2019 one. It was really, really wet, a wet day that. But I haven't been to. I mean, some people say, I remember Gary Martin used to say, didn't he? That's not a road race. That's three straights for corners. 3 straights for corners, man. But it's a road race.
They are road races. Oliver's Mount and the Northwest are probably like the tamest of the two, but like something like Armoy, Skerries. I drove around it in a Suzuki Swift, my old car, and I was like, this is not a big car and it barely fits down the back road. I was like, how does, like, my brain cannot compute this. It's insane. It's just not, like, this is not normal.
I mean, I remember when I was like 13, 14, you used to, obviously there's no social media really, you used to go on the websites for the meetings after like the Skerries, and you'd see just the bikes in the air. I just couldn't get my head around that. Like bigger jumps than the TT. The Skerries, I think it was.
Look a bit tame, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Yeah, I think it was the Skerries actually, where I can remember like riders like Cameron Donald on the Robertson Concrete Honda just like flying in the air, like it's like it looks like Photoshop, but otherworldly. And for ones that are left, I think a lot of people should go one day, including myself. I mean, obviously, I know this is a MotoGP podcast. A lot of people sort of have their own area. I'm MotoGP and World Superbikes, and I do to a degree as well. But go to any motorcycle race, guys, and you'll enjoy yourself. Moving on basically to the questions you're here for. Some stories we want to hear from you, effectively. I mean, what was your first actual race meeting, motorcycle racing meeting? It doesn't have to be MotoGP, but the first one you remember. Well, your first one you went to?
I mean, I remember watching it on TV from, I don't even know how old. I couldn't tell you what it was I was watching. It could have been Formula One. It could have been MotoGP. I don't know. I just remember things going zoomed in. I think the first physical race I went to was 2013 MotoGP at Silverstone. Was it like Marquez versus Lorenzo into Luffield? And it was absolutely insane on the last lap.
That's really weird.
Best thing ever. And me and my mum were the ones cheering Lorenzo. And everyone else was cheering Marquez. We like them both.
It was weird. We were as well, to be fair. Yeah, Ryan was episode 2 of the Tales, and his first one was Silverstone in 2013. And it was an amazing race. It was an amazing day. It was a great day. Obviously, Cal was up there for the Brits on the tech-free Yamaha. He was.
And he's there again this year.
He is. Yeah, buy your tickets. Yeah, we'll get to that later on. But that was a good day. That was a good day, and it was weird. Like I think everyone loved that Marquez was on the scene, but I don't know why. Maybe he felt like the underdog that day, and that was brilliant coming into Brooklands and Mark down at the inside, very, very optimistic move, and then I got him at Luffield. It was a great atmosphere. It was a hot day that as well.
Yeah, it wasn't raining, didn't
well.
get called off. Yeah, great time. Yeah, that was the first one. And honestly, I think that was like one of the best ones. But we liked them both. But when you're just cheering, I'm that awkward person who maybe likes the person that people don't like just to be awkward. I know a lot of people weren't Lorenzo fans. So I was like, I do quite like him just because he's like that little bit of a dick. And I quite liked it. But I've always been a Marquez fan as well. But yeah. So.
I think it derived from the Rossi days. I think if it wasn't for being Rossi's teammate at the time when people absolutely worshipped Rossi, who's this little squirt? Can you piss off? Valentino's time now because he had to fight Casey. You're not allowed. So I think that maybe it was something to do with that. And obviously the Lorenzo celebrations people used to say he's copying Rossi. He just didn't like him for a list of stupid reasons. I loved Jorge. I think his career ended too short, truthfully, massively.
Yeah,
but yeah, that was a good day, and he deserved to win. That was right to the line, a bit like 2019 in the way between Rins and Mark, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was a good race.
I'm still
annoyed that they've moved the paddock.
It is a logistical nightmare. Yeah,
it shouldn't be there. It should be on the old one.
I think. I get MotoGP wants it to be where it is because it's a premium sport and it should be in the premium new building, but it's a logistical pain to get there. So unless they was to have, you need a new bridge that goes from where, I don't know, the current start and finish where the Hamilton Straight is over to the paddock.
You need something under. Yeah,
or a tunnel. Yeah, a tunnel. Yeah, I mean, that's what most paddocks have, isn't it? So I would say that needs to be built. To go back to the national, I understand it from a commercial growth point of view. It looks a bit like MotoGP can have a national. Yeah, I get, but it's so much bloody easier.
But that last couple of corners, that is like pinnacle. It was so good.
Yeah. The layout is perfect for dramatic endings. To be fair, the club is quite good, and Vale, you can have an outbreaking into there, but it's not quite as good. Another thing that happened that day was obviously Scott Redding won the British Grand Prix, didn't he? As well in Moto2. I think he was announced for Grassini as well.
He did, and then he did the weird handsome tiger thing. I remember that. That is just burned in my brain. And I don't think it's a good thing.
Or a cobra or something. Yes, I remember he did it at club, didn't he? Yes, he did. Yeah.
And
I was one of those. I was one of those sad bastards that I'd had a few beers and I had a massive. Do you remember when he had "Want It" Reading as his slogan?
Yeah,
and he had it on the pit board. And I saw a Mark 3DS guy going into the paddock after the race. I was like, give this to Scott, give this to Scott. To this day, I don't know. Woke up next to thinking, a bit weird, isn't it? I'm not sure Scott received that. But
it happens.
Alcohol happens, doesn't it? Yeah. So that was your first one?
Yeah, that was my first one.
Yeah.
And I don't think it really got better since. I think that was the peak.
I sort of skipped the first question. That was your first one. This is an important question as well. I mean, that first event you go to, the sounds and the smell, the excitement of being there, seeing the people you watched on TV, that first feeling is, you're like, oh shit, it's actually this loud, it's actually this fast, it actually looks like this.
Yeah.
All of those things, and are those things still as good now as the ones that were then? And what's the best thing what's the best memory and feeling you get that never goes away? What still does it for you, basically?
I think then, because obviously there's a lot less aero, a lot less ride height devices, and all the techie sort of stuff. I mean, the first time you go somewhere, you don't realise the speed. It looks totally different on TV. You can't hear what you hear. I will 100% stand by. I know there were the CBR 600 then, and they're the Triumphs now. Moto2, best sounding class ever.
It sounded wicked
in the world. They're just so good, even as the 600 is just absolutely screaming. Best sounding things ever. If you're not even interested in MotoGP, just go and listen to Moto2. It's so good. It's just the noise. And like the atmosphere as well. Like I've said this a few times with like my mum and stuff, because me and my mum are the racing nuts and my dad's just the bike nut. He's not interested in racing. But
Right, okay.
everyone goes to like the pub and watches football or maybe a bit of rugby or this, that and the other. If you had a motorsport pub, that would be the best thing on earth.
That would
Someone
be,
needs to sort that out. Someone needs to open a motorsport pub, like get some MotoGP, get some F1, get some World Superbikes, BSB. Someone needs to get on that, because I think you'd get a few fans even that have just gone for a little day out and started watching bikes from that. So we need more people. It's so good. They're missing out.
They are, yeah. I think for the returning thing that you never miss is the sound for me as well. Not necessarily just not necessarily Moto 2 from back in the day, the Hondas. I know what you mean. I was thinking the other day. I remember hearing them, and I got used to them for so long. And then when the Triumphs came along, I remember seeing a YouTube video of the triple 765 Moto 2 engine. I thought, that sounds amazing. It sounds like some like F2 car. But then it's one of those things that you get used to, and then you hear a World Supersport bike. I guess I think was it Annika Rasko going around Coppice on Instagram, and I heard it was CBR 600 from the World Superbike round the other day. And I thought, that sounds awesome, just a straight forward, a straight forward, and I do miss that. And I think I've got a theory. I mean, we're going to go off piece, folks. We always go off piece in this podcast. Me and Emma are always going to do this, but I have a theory that the two strokes, right? I think a lot of people miss them because it's so long ago and it's a nostalgia thing. But when you talk to a lot of people who are brutally honest about it, I think Julian Ryder's mentioned it a few times. My old man's mentioned it a few times. I think it's one of those things that people found annoying, the two strokes, to a degree. I mean, I love them. I think the smells are
like a smell, the best thing in the world, but it is like an angry form of wasp. So, my dad is a bit of a two-stroke collector, so I can vouch for what they smell and sound like. So but I mean, I can imagine most of the people now would not want to race a two-stroke because it'd probably snap everything.
The seasoning thing was a thing. But the sound is mint now, but a lot of people miss them because they're used to what we have now with the Moto 3, for example. It's what you miss. Maybe that's the thing with Moto 2, but I think they would be welcome back. But I think Triumph are locked in for that for quite a while by the sounds of it.
Probably.
But that's another conversation. We could go into that, couldn't we? But the Moto 3, I begin to love Moto 3. That is, tell you what, folks, if you're one of those people who loves having a heavy one in a campsite, and then the next morning you need some water or you need a coffee. Tell you what, coffee and Moto 3 at 9 a.m. That's a good hangover cure. Moto 3 is very, very loud.
I've said it. I will die on the hill. It is the best class. Unless Red Bull Rookies is on. Red Bull Rookies is even better.
I think they only went to Silverstone a couple of times, Red Bull Rookies. But that is bonkers class, Red Bull Rookies.
But the fact that people only watch the main class and miss out on so much good stuff, it blows my mind. I'm like, no, you need to expand your horizons. Also, stuff like in Superbike class, like the sports bike, there is nothing better than sports bike. And you cannot convince me otherwise. That is the best class on the planet. So I went to Assen to watch World Superbikes. Honestly, I sat and watched that. I went and got food when Superbikes were on because I was like, well, I know who's going to win.
No, you didn't. Well, you did know who was going to win, granted.
I did.
Can imagine having to do that because World Superbikes is that predictable at the moment. That's nuts, isn't it? But you are right, apart from obviously Lecuona won it, Donington, didn't they? But at the same time, it's taken a long while.
My mum cried at Donington at Lecuona winning. Just throw that in there.
Really?
Yeah, she was so happy that someone else won.
Oh, right. I don't know if it was like a massive Eco Lecuona fan, but it's just someone else won and you guys had managed.
She was just so happy that it was and it was a good race. And I think she might have been a little bit drunk as well. But she was so happy. And Ika's absolutely lovely. Me and my friend got a photo with him after, and he was made up. He was so nice.
Oh, that's nice. That is nice. To be fair, I think I've cried a few times in motorsport meetings, but that's probably because in your mum's defence, I think it is when you've had a beer, definitely.
Yeah, it was a beer, and I think it was a bit of a shock to the system.
But that's a point. Before we go on to the next question, so how they're in pretty close proximity. You've been to World Superbikes and MotoGP within 12 months. How did they both compare? To be fair, Assen's a better crowd, though. Well, okay, it's not fair. It's a bigger crowd because it's more of a bikey country in Assen.
The Netherlands, best place in the world. Honestly, I will say this till the cows come home. It is my favourite place I've ever been to. And I do kind of want to go to MotoGP there next year. I've already booked World Superbikes, even I don't know when it is. So
you got the tickets.
It's just so good. It's like a British track, but on steroids, and everyone's so nice. I can't speak of the place better. If anyone wants to go to an abroad circuit, go to Assen.
Yeah, we've heard that a few times on the pod actually as well. It is on my list and Keelan's list as well. Alex, who's one of the co-hosts, we've been to Mugello 3 times because it is the best. It's unbelievable, and it's Italy. It's just the best. But we keep trying to broaden our horizons. Obviously, I missed Le Mans because I got my dates wrong 2 years ago. I ended up going to Catalonia. Been to Catalonia. Been to Valencia. Been to Brno twice. Brno's fantastic as well. But Assen, Brno's brilliant. If you love cheap beer, folks, go to Brno. That's a bloody good track as well. But Assen, we keep hearing this. I think it's going to have to happen very soon. But comparing the sports, just away from the track itself. Well, is it hard right now to answer that question because of Bulliger being so strong? Support classes, does it feel cool being at a Grand Prix because it's Grand Prix, or you're not fussed, you prefer Superbikes? Or is there an easy answer to that question?
I mean, I go to Donington World Superbikes most years because it's like 20 minutes away from me. It's really local. Last year, I was talking to some of my friends at Donny, and they convinced me to go. We ended up going to Estoril. And then because I am a big Toprak fan, and it ended up going to the last round at Jerez, and I ended up just like last minute booking Jerez, and it was great. My car broke down, my hire car broke down, so that wasn't as fun. But I would say, as like, if you're not totally invested in one sport, World Superbikes is so much better for like a fan perspective. Like, you can get in the paddock, you can watch the podium from the paddock show. It's so much more involved if you like that kind of like immersive experience. But obviously MotoGP is the best in the world. The bikes are like top spec. They're not road bikes. They are like prototype things. If you like that sort of thing, MotoGP all the way. But it depends what you want to go for. But I like World Superbike just for like the like getting into it sort of thing. You feel like you're really involved. Me and my friends won grid passes and stuff. Like, you can just win grid passes on the paddock show, and you'd never get that in MotoGP.
No, you'd have to bid for it, or you'd have to get very, very lucky. Yeah.
Talking out,
Yeah, you'd have to bid for that. I mean, it is also charity. It's always 2 wheels for life, isn't it, with MotoGP? But you can see the paddock show is very, very immersive. You can do that with a tuned sports bike series. You can do that with a prototype series. You're never going to get that with Formula One and MotoGP. Never in a month of Sundays. They have expanded bits. I know, haven't they? With oh, guys, what's wrong with me? What is it when MotoGP have on a Sunday morning? They've got the riders in that pen
they have
of
the
fans.
Parade thing.
Hero walk.
Oh, hero walk or something. Yeah. But you have to buy them.
Yeah, that's exactly. You've got to buy those. And I know Gary Dale, who's been on the podcast a couple of times, he posted a video of his son who does mini motor riding, Harrison. And I don't know if you remember the video. It went viral because it was his first MotoGP event and first motorcycle racing event, I believe. And they were sat in the Beckett's grandstand at Silverstone 2024. And he was just made up going like this. Yeah, oh my God, this is insane. And Red Bull KTM MotoGP team got in touch and they had passes the rest of the weekend.
I did see that.
Yeah, that was brilliant. I think I welled up at that when he was in the. I was like, I know, Gary. I was like, this is insane. Now that's good, but that's a team's decision to do that. That's not the sport. That's a team. That's the team's doing that. So that is still cool, but it's not. That's luck, and obviously, well, it's not just luck. But it's not the sport doing it on a regular basis.
It's mainly luck. It's mainly luck.
It is mainly luck. Let's be honest. And Gary would probably admit that as well. To be fair, you probably already answered the question.
My mum are probably never going to get invited because we're old. We're never going to get that.
If you're 10 or younger, then you're in business, aren't you?
That's not happening for us. That is not happening.
No. The ripe old age of 34, I don't think I'm going to get a free pass unless I win a competition.
They're inviting like kids to wave the checkered flag for like Moto3 and Moto2. That's really cool.
Yeah.
But also, I want to go, please. Thank you. Where's my
just
go?
Photoshop. Like, you don't actually look, Emma, you don't even look 30, you don't even look 25, you're fine. You'd be fine. And then they get there
I'm
and it'll be too late now.
5'1", so these kids are probably taller than me, so.
Yeah, well, there we go. Look into that. Your favourite fan memory is, have you already sort of ticked that one off with Silverstone 2013, or have you got a favourite memory of being a fan at a motorcycle racing event that stands out?
MotoGP might be. I don't know. I think this was on your list of questions that you did send me, and I'm sorry that I'm like dropping you. Spoiler alert.
All right.
So 2015, I did get
Yes.
invited by LCR for the paddock passes because I drew a picture. So that was nice.
It's pretty good. That,
so
yeah.
awkward that I didn't want to meet any of the riders because I don't like that sort of stuff. I don't like getting like photos with riders because I feel so awkward, and it's like, what am I going to do with it? Like, people will post it on social media, and I'm like, no, I feel like that's a bit of a brag, and that's not me. So I drew a photo. Someone actually, one of the LCR team saw a drawing I did of Jack Miller and was like, can you do one of Jack and Cal? So I did one like big, I think it was like A1 size.
Yeah,
But then I felt really bad
yeah.
because it was when they had the CWM sponsor, and then they pulled out just before Silverstone. And I was like, well, I've done the CWM sponsor. So sorry. And they were still great about it. They were lovely. And yeah, I still, the Sunday was not so great because it was the year that Jack Miller did T-bone Cal. And I just remember Lucio sat in the corner, like head in hands, having kittens. He was not a happy man, but yeah. Other than that, it's a great weekend.
It was, yeah.
But
I
I feel like that is bragging
weekend,
rights because people usually
that
have
is
to pay
cool though, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I had to pay for passes through pole position travel. I'm not affiliated with them, I just like them. So that's not a plug, folks, don't worry. But yeah, I do remember seeing you in LCR, and the only reason we were in LCR was because I was matey with Derek Crutchlow at the time, who was friends with very well known now photographer Cormac Ryan Meenan. So we sort of matey with them. I met him on a plane actually on the way to Valencia, and got lucky there. So Deck got us into LCR, and my dad, who's now 75, is about the same age. They got talking, and Deck invited us into the garage after a beer or two, and then we got a garage tour and saw Cal's bike on the Saturday evening, the eve of the British Grand Prix. So that was pretty good. So that's, I think, when we met, and yeah, that's pretty good. I got an A in art. I should have just done that, but I don't think I could.
Yeah, just do that. I don't think I could. Stuff.
I don't think I could quite, and this isn't me just trying to flatter you, I don't think I was never that good at art, so well done you. Have you tried it again since?
I did draw Toprak last year, but I didn't actually finish it, but he did sign it and said it looked good, and I've still not finished it, so I'm really picky with stuff. I can never find the right photo, or it's not the person I want to draw, or stuff like that, so it takes a lot of things to fall into place.
Yeah, a lot of time, I'm guessing, as well. A lot of time to get it right. Yeah.
And I'm really fussy, but I think the fussiness is the main bit.
Yeah. No, I've got OCD, and I'm slightly autistic with things, so yeah, it would take me forever to do something like that. It's like when I'm trying to redesign the Elbows Out logo. It's just a bloody logo, and I'm just tweaking this, that, and the other, and sending it to the printers, and oh yeah, that bit. Sorry, I know. Sorry, can you move that bit there a bit? I was like, and they must hate me. But away from that, this is kind of linked to the last question, Emma. Yeah, it kind of is. Your bragging rights one, or your proudest, happiest memory. I'll say your proudest memory. That I was there for that. I can say I was there.
It's probably that, to be honest. Or another one that is a very, very, very rogue one is I was sat on the floor at the big TT trying to change a visor, and I absolutely hate RI helmets, and I'm so sorry to RI, but your visor system is so difficult. I couldn't do it, and I was sat there fiddling away, and someone booted my foot, and I looked up and was like, what? And it was Michael Dunlop, and he was like, you look like you're having a bad time there. And I was like, yeah, I am. And he just did it for me. He just changed the visor. I was like, thanks, mate. So that is my weird little claim to fame, that Michael Dunlop changed the visor for me, and he was very, very kind. And I think he gets a lot of stick for being maybe antisocial, but I just don't think he likes the limelight, to be honest. He's a very every time I've spoke to him, lovely, lovely guy. So That's my weird little claim to fame. But
I,
otherwise,
I love that.
yeah.
No, I like that. No, the RIVs. I used to work for Infinity Motorcycles, and still very close to the company. And it took me probably the VAS V system for those of you bikers. That probably took me a
The
year
little
to get it.
side pod.
I can do it fast now. I had to. That's how I was selling them. But yeah, the side pods. Yeah, and obviously before it was the whatever system, S something system, and
I
that
still
was
can't do it.
you couldn't take the pods off for that, so you had to feel your way through it. And
Oh,
obviously
my dad's
the
got that one.
current. Yeah, the old one. And the current system, obviously, yeah, I could do it quite fast now. It took me ages.
Yeah.
But when you're under pressure, and obviously you speak of Michael Dunlop, I'm not surprised even an RI technician made that mistake, that infamous mistake a couple of
The
years ago.
TT the other week, yeah.
When the
Other week, other
yeah,
year.
yeah.
Other
And I'm
week.
not
No, it's just last
surprised.
week.
I aren't surprised that happened under pressure when you've got to do it. Yes, you've done it 100 times fast in front of people in showrooms. But when and then you're picked to go to the TT, and that happens, it's like probably you scored 100 penalties training, and then when it comes to the
It's
England
just that one
the match,
time. Yeah.
the pressure the pressure is there. So when the rep for RI UK came next, I had to ask him, and he said I do know him, and yes, he was mortified.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like
But
the RI guys who do it at the TT are like the RI guys that are there all weekend doing the helmet prep and everything. Like they literally slap them around the head and the visors change. Like I think that is the most one-off ever. But yeah, it's just one of them things, and you can't. Everything's variable. Like things can go wrong and things will go wrong. And if it's a visor, it's a visor. If it's an engine, it's an engine sort of thing.
Yeah. Yeah, there's still technicians. People think, oh, for a helmet, because it needs to be right.
Quite difficult.
And
You try and do
yeah,
that.
no, yeah. I mean, I think the fastest I ever got it done, and that was like in a relaxed store in York. It was probably like 7 seconds, and yeah, you can't do it like that. And you got it at an angle. You got it on a lovely table. It's different from
Someone's on someone's head.
Yeah.
I think we had Honda following us at the TT. I can't even remember what year it was, and they were like, "Can we just video you changing a visor?" Oh my god! I was like, "Please don't," because I'm under pressure here. Like I've got it wrong every single time. I hate this. Please leave me alone. Turn the camera around. I can't do it. It was awful.
Have you got any funny stories, Emma? Campsites stories, or I mean, apart from Michael Dunlop sort of watching you do a visor, or Tiddles stories, track sides, or I mean, anything?
No, I mean the Michael Dunlop one is pretty funny. I think personally, when does that happen?
Yeah, true enough.
I don't know. When does that happen normally? I did also one of my it's one of my ex's friends. Ex's old sponsors is like a family friend, and he's also he keeps going back to Michael Dunlop. Was a sponsor of Michael Dunlop, and I drew a drawing of William, and Danny was just like, "You need to go and give Michael a copy of this drawing," because he said he's seen it, and I was like, "Oh God, no!" I looked at 700, and it kind of got cancelled. It was when there was the incident with the rider and the spectators and the marshal and stuff. So it got cancelled. So it's like, oh God, and he's like, "Well, I've told him that he's expecting you." I was like, so yeah, anyway, so I had to go and see him to give him a drawing. He always seems to go back to drawing. So and then he ended up coming over to me on the ferry just to be like, "Oh, you got the earlier ferry then?" And then the people that were sat next to me just went, "Does he own Dunlop tyres?" And I was just like, no, he doesn't. He does not own Dunlop tyres. I don't think he's affiliated with them at all, to be honest.
I'm guessing they didn't know who he was, or vaguely
didn't know who he
knew.
was. Yes, they did know who he was. They were like,
they
"That's
did know
Michael
who he was.
Dunlop.
That makes it even worse.
That's Michael Dunlop. He owns Dunlop tyres." And I just looked at them like, no.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, honestly, some road race. I also years ago at the TT, I had a pass and I was on like the pit lane return, and someone just went to me, "So how does this work then?"
What?
And I was like, "You've got a pass. You're here, and you don't know what you're watching." And I was a bit
I hate it when that happens.
"Oh, please don't." I feel like because she was obviously also a woman, and I feel like we get a bad stick for just being there because like we've been dragged along by a man, sort of thing. Like, oh, please don't make me like explain how time travel works. Please don't, because it's bad. But yeah, anyway.
Shrewd enough that,
Also,
yeah.
I did ask my friends. Oh, this is yeah. One of my old friends used to work for Olin's, and at the TT, Richard, the main guy at Olin's, was just like, I can't be asked to do this Michael Dunlop suspension. Do you want to do it? And I went, no. No, I can't. No. And he was like looking at me like I was actually serious. Do you want to do it? And I was like, no.
Really?
Anyway, I need to stop with the Michael Dunlop stories because it's getting a bit weird now. Don't know
I
the man very well.
I was name dropping
honest.
RI bits, and you're name dropping Michael Dunlop, so it's fine.
I just know one person. I don't know him very well. Yeah, I wish there was more people, but it's just one guy.
We've got Silverstone around the corner, Emma, as you know. You're going for Saturday, Sunday, I believe.
Yep.
We both have been over the years. We both go. We both enjoy it. I like to think amongst 40,000 others on Sunday. Which brings me to the point of, I think, well, it is missing attendance. It has done since Valentino's last race, which is like 60 odd thousand, but that was probably because it was his last race, and that also that had Jake Dixon on the Petronas Yamaha, and Cal was back, but because of what Vinales did, so it was a weird one, really. But since then, a normal Silverstone British MotoGP, there's been a decline. Pretty much is the lowest attended Grand Prix on a Sunday. There will be a few others, I know. Where does the problem stem from in your eyes? Because I think we probably agree on a lot of points. And if name as many points as you need to, and can it be changed? And if it can, what's the timescale on it, Emma?
Honestly, I do believe, but it is just because Silverstone's a massive pain in the ass to get around. I think you've got a better chance of seeing more on TV at Silverstone. It's a great circuit, great racing, but as a spectator point of view, when you're there, it's bloody hard work. Like, even just walking from one bit to another, you're looking at like nearly an hour.
There. Yeah, the walking from A to B is hard.
Flat,
yeah,
you can't see stuff.
You've got to be in a stand, haven't you?
Yeah, pretty much, and you still only see like two corners at the absolute most, unless you've got a screen.
Well, that's because you watching the Hamilton Straight, Emma. You only ever see the straight. But yes,
my mum won't sit anywhere else. My mum won't sit anywhere else. Unless it's like Luffield, but that's not one of the open general admission ones, and she won't pay.
No.
So.
Yeah.
And then you're also away from like start and finish as well. But yeah, I mean, it is hard work to get around. It's not the cheapest. Like, you could probably nearly go to an abroad race for similar money if you're getting camping or a hotel, and probably have a better time. The weather's always an issue because it's in the UK. I mean, I remember being there in August and it was 10 degrees and raining sideways. Yeah, I mean, I'm making it sound like really bad here, but every time me and my mum will be there.
No, that's right.
Like,
it's a list, isn't it?
It's not that great, but then as soon as they announce the dates while we're sat in a grandstand, we book next year. I don't know why. I'd rather go to an abroad one, but I haven't. So, yeah.
Well, you don't live too far from Silverstone compared to me. I mean, Donington's even closer to you, and Silverstone's 3 hours for someone like me. Apart from last year, went to Brno instead, and Silverstone was moved to the TT, which was stupid.
Yeah, but I think that messed it up last year. The timing.
Well, that was a daft experiment. Let's do it on bank holiday. Get more people to the door. No, you don't know your audience, Silverstone.
Everyone's at the TT, or there was like, I think F1 was on, and there was football or something. I don't know, football, but yeah.
No, it was a daft experiment. Now I don't think everyone. I mean, I remember Cormac of all people was saying it will be the same. It'll be the same. Like, it might be similar, but it's not a good idea regardless. A lot of people were saying it might be MotoGP. It's not Silverstone. But either way, if it's MotoGP or if it's Silverstone, know your audience. They're going to be at the Isle of Man. You know, so that was daft.
Bike people are bike people who want to go to stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly. He says not been to the TT yet. Yes, folks, I know. It's happening. It will happen.
Get it done. Sort it out. It's great. Get in a hedge.
It's the hedge. I do want to take my mates, and my dad's 75. I want to take him, bless him, before he gets a little too old for a trip like that.
Yeah,
he's going to Portimao this year.
Amazing.
Yeah, but going back to Silverstone, I mean, the site issue is one thing. I mean, me and Ryan will probably cover it on the preview in a couple of weeks' time. But the size of the place is an issue if you've got in the UK what has become a niche sport. Let's be honest. So you've got to be in a grandstand because you've got to be elevated. And if someone does want to just watch a start and finish, yes, you are limiting yourself to maybe seeing them come out the last corner, and then going down a straight and then one corner, and that's it. Yeah, screens aren't bad, but they're never that massive, really, are they? Especially when the track's so wide and you're quite far.
And then
The
you
big
nearly might as
screens
well
aren't
just watch it on
unbelievable.
TV at home.
Yeah, but I mean, but the thing is, that's the thing that the people that go are already sold and want to go back because they love it so much.
Yeah.
The people the
It's the
25,000
atmosphere,
people, or the 25, and because you just love being there, and it's the sport you follow every weekend, and you watch every race, and probably most sessions on your phone. Let's be honest. But those people are already sold. We're already sold, Emma. We'll go anyway.
Yeah, you're
What's
already in there.
lacking is. Yeah, what they're missing is the 25,000 people that aren't going because either stubborn about Silverstone because of Donington's better days, which is a separate argument from what we've spoken about. Because those people, doesn't matter how many times you say the race is better at Silverstone, it's faster. They're remembering the good old days when they were younger. They could get away with murder in a campsite. And it's hillier, which means you can see more, and they go past 30 times, not 20 times. All good points.
But I've seen loads of people kicking off after this World Superbike saying it should be at Brands Hatch.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you had a great time at Donington, but you're still not happy. So, I think that's just the British public, innit? You're never happy.
Brands could go back to World Superbikes, maybe, but there's a runoff issue there, isn't there?
Yeah, unfortunately. There's always bikes in car parks, isn't there, in BSB? So,
yeah. Oh, it would be great. The thing is, you never have MotoGP at Brands. You'd have to have a complete paddock overhaul. It's like the paddock, you can barely fit trucks behind the pits at Brands, can you?
Yeah, well, it's all split, isn't it? So you have like the posh BSB bit, and then everyone else is in the other side of the track. So, yeah, that would work.
I've never been to Brands either.
Examples. For God's sake.
I'm in York, Emma. I've been to Northwest. I've been to a list of MotoGPs. But yes, Brands. All right, yeah, fair. It's in Kent. Give me a break. I would go for MotoGP right now. That's the silly thing. But I've been to Cadwell. Cadwell was a great track actually for BSB. Went there in 2000, one of the best seasons ever. Yes, that is like a footpath for a park. It's only a bit wider than Oliver's Mount.
Yeah, it is pretty much Oliver's Mount, but in Lincolnshire.
yeah, a little bit wider. Yeah, but you're right. But not not a lot. No, maybe about a yard wider. But other than that, if you imagine, you just went to Silverstone for the Formula One, the British Grand Prix there. Yep. I mean, 500,000 people, Emma, were there on the weekend, and 175,000 on race day. And we might get 45 to 50 tops this year for MotoGP on the Sunday. What does it feel like when that many people are there? Is it so well policed and there's so much thought through because they know there's that many people there? It's not that bad, and everyone's so spread out around the whole track, or is it mayhem?
Well, I cannot speak too much because I was actually in a merch stand selling T-shirts, so I did not see a lot.
Yeah, all right, fair enough.
So from what I saw, we'd sold out on Sunday pretty much of everything, so we just told everyone to go away. But it was busy. We were talking to a car park attendant, and she said it took an hour and a half for people to get out, which I was like, oh God, that's bad. And she's like, well, last year it was 3 hours. I was like, okay, so that's actually really, really good then. So I think they've done well. I think obviously they made wherever the Lando stand is near the start and finish, they've made that bigger, so there's more seating that way. But then I did see something on Twitter, and I do think they'd missed a trick. So obviously it's like all Liberty Media now. Why didn't they advertise MotoGP at F1?
Yeah, no. I think Ryan was saying that he saw it a couple of times, maybe on one of the screens. That's not enough, man. It's just that's
people could
not
probably
enough.
Really get into that, but no. Who knows?
I think Matt Oxley said, didn't he, that they don't want to burst the F1 bubble. It's like,
yeah.
Yeah, but Silverstone own their own track, and they're about to have the British Grand Prix, and Liberty own
Mm.
MotoGP. So both of those can just say, "Well, we can show you what you
Yeah,
want.
well, they're going to do okay
We'll
off
show
it,
you
aren't
what."
they? Because they're going to sell more
Yeah, yeah,
tickets.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
You could even have cheesy things like, when the people leaving on the way out through the gates, see you next month for the MotoGP.
Yeah, exactly.
Anything,
Exactly.
plug it.
Yeah.
Maybe even like a current MotoGP bike with a test rider going around the track and blowing the
Yeah.
eardrums of F1 fans. Doing it
Yeah,
like 2 or
exactly.
3 laps at speed. There's no reason why they couldn't. It's one of the few tracks both sports go to. Yeah.
Hmm.
The runoff is in the right place. The curves, I think, are slightly different for F1. I'm not sure if they're going to keep those special curves for MotoGP. I know they're different. That's the only technicality I can think of.
Mm.
There's no reason what not to. Maybe a couple of bikes would be better, and then the fans, oh, great. And then obviously you have someone
Yeah.
say, this is effectively a Formula One motorbike. For those of you who don't know what MotoGP is,
Yeah. Yeah,
it's not
exactly.
fucking difficult, is it?
No, no, exactly.
Um,
And without sounding
um,
I've never been to an F1
that's right.
before. That was my first time.
Yeah.
And we did get breaks when the F1 was out, so I kind of got to watch like qualifying and practice and stuff. I was actually quite not disappointed, but I was like a little bit surprised. I thought they'd be faster, thought they'd be louder. I mean, around the corner, yeah, but down the straight, I was like, oh, is that it? And then I
Yeah.
think with bikes, with the cornering,
Yeah.
with the lean angles and stuff, it just looks so much faster. It looks so much better.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Without starting like a bit morbid, the crashes are better. Like they're just so much more overtaking. It's just so much
Yeah.
more action packed. Like F1's a chess match, MotoGP is a bar brawl.
Yeah.
What would I think I'd rather the bar brawl? Thank you.
Yeah, I would as well. It's the thing is, it's you'll never sell it to that crowd unless they see it or forced to. That's
No, exactly.
what we've just spoken about. You need a
Unless
bunch of bikes,
Netflix
I think, to be fair.
makes series, then you stuffed.
Yeah, I mean that's the which would do okay. It would do a lot better. You maybe
Yeah,
get 15,000 more through the gate. But
yeah,
you have the lack of the lack of Brits thing right now. You've got the. I'm sorry, but a lot of Brits bike fans in the UK you are quite tight. You are. You don't have as much money
yeah,
as Hugo, who spends £4,000 for 4 of them and sits in the stand at
yeah.
Silverstone. Barry from Barnsley doesn't have that money, and he doesn't want to pay for
Yeah,
TNT
BT Sport
Sports.
or whatever, yeah.
Sorry if I've offended any Barrys from Barnsley. I'm stereotyping, beg your pardon, but it's a different clientele, is what I'm getting at. Silverstone
Yeah, no,
do not
definitely.
understand the clientele. They've never understood the clientele. It sold itself a bit with Cal and Valentino.
Yeah,
But you lose those things, and the BBC when it was free to air, you had full stands
yeah.
then. It was you lose all these things, and you
They
need to
just
market
had.
more.
You know how like Channel 4 have F1 free that week for Silverstone? Do that
Mm,
with MotoGP. Like just have
yeah,
that one
didn't they
weekend.
do that with
Oh, get your
ITV?
little taster. Not sure. Don't
I
know.
think
Don't watch it.
they tried it with ITV. They tried the MotoGP
Maybe.
free on ITV. Yeah, but I
It's probably
think
on
it got bumped for
ITV4 though, won't
football.
it?
Yeah, yeah, no, it was a couple of years ago, and
Probably on
they
it's
need to
probably
try
on
that
pay per
again.
view, red button or something.
Yeah, it's not easy accessible, is it? No, no, no.
No. But
That's a
like
massive thing, though. Yeah,
personally I don't get the like I know there's not I mean we've got Cal this year. I don't get
yeah.
the there's no Brits in it, I'm not watching it sort of thing. I'm one of them
Oh,
people
I
I
don't
like who I
either.
like.
Yeah,
But I know some people are like that, and I'm like, well, but why? You're
yeah,
like shooting yourself in the foot there, really, because
yeah,
you could be in some great stuff. You could have a great time, even
yeah.
if you don't know who. You don't even need to know what you're watching, as long as it's good. Does it
Mm,
matter? Like I'll watch support classes, and I have no idea who anyone is.
yeah,
But if it's a good race, I'm like, oh, this is amazing. I'll watch it again, and
yeah,
then
yeah.
you start
Same.
rooting for
Yeah, yeah,
people,
yeah,
and then you get into it, and then there you go,
yeah,
and then it's a downward
yeah.
spiral from there, and you're stuck, and that's your life.
Exactly that. Yeah, yeah.
You're in it
And
forever.
here we are.
Exactly.
um,
30 years later, still in.
but I know exactly what you mean. Watching support classes and not knowing who people are. I remember 2 years ago there was British Superstock was a niche
Yeah. Yeah.
support class, wasn't it? And
Yeah.
I recognised a couple of riders, and I missed hearing that sort of inline four superbike noise. That was
Mm,
great to see.
yeah.
And and they've not gone through with the idea of, oh, this was a test, then we might bring BSB with it as well. Like they
Yeah. Well,
haven't,
see,
and they
that'd
should
do
have done.
great,
Yeah,
I think. Yeah.
yeah. They haven't gone through with that either. The London thing, the London MotoGP showing of was it Brno or
Or
was it
was it
Hungary?
Germany or Brunei or something? Yeah. I mean, that looked
Yeah,
cool if it was in London. but I don't.
Yeah,
So
and it was a good turnout. Well,
yeah.
yeah, we don't, and it was good turnout. And like you, I don't care if there's no Brits as much. It's just that obviously I'm
No.
speaking on behalf of people that won't go. And if everyone didn't have 4 or 5 Brits, whatever it is, that would
Mhm.
they'd take it. They'd take a 50,000 people hit.
I
Hundred
reckon so.
percent,
I
they
mean,
would.
look at the Lando stand.
Yeah.
It was insane. I know a
Oh,
couple of people that don't really even. I don't even know if they're into F1, but they were in the Lando stand. I also heard that there was a 3-hour queue for the Lando store. 3 hours for some merchandise that you can get online. I think that's insane.
I don't get it. I don't get it. I mean, it's hard sometimes, isn't it? It's you should never tell someone that what you're watching that for is rubbish. Don't tell someone that what they like is bad.
No, definitely.
Yeah, but it's difficult sometimes when you compare it to the two-wheeled equivalent of what they're watching, and
Yeah.
don't want to watch it and won't give it a chance. It's cheaper, as much as you touch on the prices for the MotoGP. It just I don't get it. I don't get it.
No.
It's about dragging them to the event. That's what's
Yeah, give it a
that's what's
chance, and then
yeah.
you might have a nice
Yeah.
time, sort of thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So we've come up with no solution there, folks. Almost all apart from more marketing.
Other than watch
Yeah,
it on
Milton.
TV.
The TNT thing is good because I know they're selling it as like you get all the bikes now on one channel. I get that, to a degree. But I think
I
the
can't
YouTube
even
thing
vouch for that because I watch it on MotoGP.com video pass.
I'm going. I think I'm going back to that next year.
Watch it online. That's it.
It is good. It is good.
Go
Thing is, a lot of
That's
people want to watch on TV because of the clientele's a lot older in the UK for MotoGP. They won't want to do that because then they think, I'm on a laptop. How do I put it on the TV
Yeah.
then? I've got to mirror it or screen it. Yeah, yes you do. Yes you do.
I must say though, that is another thing that I do notice when you go to like bike stuff. A lot of the spectators and stuff are a little bit older. Even if you go to like bike shows and
I know.
local stuff, there's not many. I mean, I think there's a little bit more now. There's not many younger people there.
I know.
And I think like especially the TT and stuff, it is all like everyone's. But then again, like when you think about it, bikes are a luxury item. Like most people have a car just because it's the way to get about, but not many people have a bike because it's like an add-on sort of thing.
Yeah.
And I think is that part of it because people can't afford bikes, or in other places in the world, like in Asia, people have a scooter or a bike as their main mode of transport, and we don't, and it's the other way around. Is that part of it? Who knows?
I think in the UK it is because the UK it's a niche and it gets more looked down at now for bikers.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but sometimes I'll hear a guy belting it on the limiter going up through the gears, and sometimes you sit on the back wheel, and I'm like, oh no, don't do that because all I can think of is other people thinking, oh, all bikers like that. Oh, wasn't there?
Yeah.
No, not interested. And I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake, no, it's not all like that. And people always say, I don't watch bike racing. It's exactly the same thing. It's a dark thing to say. I need to be careful how I word this. But yeah, how do I word this? People who say, I lost someone, or I know someone was badly hurt on a motorbike. I won't watch any of the racing. I know it's on the track and all that, but I'm not interested. But you never hear people say, I'm never going to get back in my car because I know someone who died in a racing car accident.
I mean, I've had horses, like I've rode horses since I was 6. I've had friends be killed on riding horses. Yes. I know people that have had like road accidents on bikes. I mean, I've been to road races. I think the first road race I ever went to was the one where William got killed. But you kind of, I know it sounds awful, but you kind of like, it's kind of part and parcel of it. And, in your head, I mean, same as getting in a car. You could cross over the road and get run over. You could get on a plane and like, it's just one of them things. No one expects it to happen to them, but it's also one of those things that could happen. And you kind of just have to accept it. Like if you didn't want anything like that to happen, what are you going to do? I don't know. I think I've gone through enough stuff, and you just think you might as well just have a nice time while you get on with it, do stuff you want to do, and have a nice time.
Yeah,
simple as that.
Embrace it. Embrace something new. It's a hard crowd, the UK audience, but if you can't even get the lot that used to go to Dollington there, then you're doing something wrong. Or or just take you back to Donington. Give in. There's also that.
Well, yeah.
There's also that. It just needs a bit more runoff. I think that's it, and a few more new toilets. That I think. By the way, do they still have? Haven't been since 2009.
Chuck a few grandstands up, and it'd be fine.
Yeah, I think you're never going to sell it Silverstone to some people who are just stuck in their ways.
I mean, without being horrible, we are one of those countries where whatever goes on, no one's happy. There's always something to moan about.
Okay, we are.
It's too hot, it's too cold, it's raining, it's windy, it's this, that, and the other.
Man.
I think we just like to whinge.
We do, yeah.
But
yeah. Well, it's nice to put the world at rights and dwell on 80,000 at Silverstone. You never know. Bit of Netflix, proper marketing.
You never know.
Rider,
in a couple of weeks, there might be 500,000 like F1 across the weekend. Who knows?
Might not be as well. Yeah. By the way, folks, it probably won't be.
Tickets are still on sale.
I think it's. I'm not plugging. Well, I am plugging Silverstone here. I think if you go to Ducati UK, folks, on X or Instagram, I hope the offer's still there. They've got an offer. You have to use the Ducati UK link. So on their social media, I'm guessing Ducati UK website as well. I haven't checked that. If you just want to go for the weekend general admission or the Friday general admission, Saturday or Sunday, Ducati UK giving 20% off, which is if you're umming and ahhing about Silverstone, £92 for 3 days of Grand Prix racing is actually bloody good. In my opinion, when you consider what the sport is, and I think for normally it's 115 through the Silverstone website and 130 for 3 days of the grandstand, which I'm not saying Emma is wrong, but that's actually, you line it with other races, it's actually very competitive. It's just that Silverstone get you in other ways, which we won't go into. But yes, Ducati UK 20% off at the moment, so look into that. Also, we should probably plug your social media, Emma, or are you not bothered in the slightest?
I don't really care, to be honest, but it is EMA Sullivan, and that's it. It's the same everywhere. But I don't really care.
Yeah. EMA Sullivan. There we go. Yeah, there we go. EMA Sullivan, and you will be at Silverstone. If anyone watches this, if any of the niche listeners to this recognise Emma, there we go. Go say hi, and I'll be there as well, and a couple of others that have been on the podcast, and we'll be doing various things on social media, and obviously we'll do a race review after Silverstone. But that's still 3 weeks away, 2-3 weeks away from now, so I'm sure we'll do a preview show. So, Emma, thanks for coming onto the show and talking about MotoGP and road racing and everything bike racing. You've been brilliant. Thank you. No worries. All right, well, folks, that's it for this week, and we'll speak to you next week. Bye-bye.